Hey, everyone. It's Tanae Costley, host of Real Talk Business and Motivation. It is Tuesday, and I'm coming at you live with another very special guest. She was just published in Business Insider for the work that she has done as an influencer. She is a serial entrepreneur, a mom, a full-time nurse, and a content creator. So I'm super excited to have her come on, and we're going to just be going over some key factors of creating content and just giving you guys some tips, some tricks, some gems like we always do every week. All right. Hey, Samantha.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm super excited to have you on the show tonight. So I just want to say thank you once again for coming on to be a guest.
You're
Glad to
very
have
welcome.
you. So Samantha, or should I say Thrifty on a Dime? I just
Yep.
wanted you to come in, introduce yourself to everyone who is watching, let them know who you are and what you do.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name's Samantha. Like she said, I go by Thrifty on a Dime on all my social media platforms. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of background on how I got Thrifty on a Dime as my social media handle. I started reselling 7 years ago when I was in nursing school. I was a single mom, basically just working at minimum wage, which back then was like $7.75 just to pay daycare. If you know how expensive daycare is. And then I had no money left over, for us to do anything. So I just knew there had to be a better way to make money and make more than the minimum wage. And that's when I stumbled across Poshmark. So Poshmark is basically a reselling site like eBay. And then it kind of just blossomed from there. In nursing school, I almost gave up. I almost didn't finish nursing school just because I was making so much money reselling. But my family in my ear telling me, hey, that's not a real business. You need to stick with nursing. Nursing is going to be where it's at. And I decided, okay, fine, I'll finish nursing school. Well, I finished nursing school, but I still continued reselling and I still found the joy in reselling and helping people. So I continued both of them. And that's when I decided to also start an IG account and YouTube to really help others who feel stuck. Like they have no idea how to make extra income. So I made my social medias to help with that and really help others who had no idea where to start and they didn't want to, invest into these MLM companies and stuff like that. So I started sharing tips and tricks on my social medias. And I've had so many people just reach out and say, wow, you've helped me so much and learning so many things on how to make money without having to leave my house. So, I'm a nurse and a reseller and a content creator now to help everybody learn how to make money from home also.
That is super dope. And I just want to say, like, when you're passionate about doing something and when you're called to do something, it doesn't matter, like, who's telling you not to do it. You kind of just go for it because it's like you wouldn't be fulfilled if you didn't. So I just want to commend you on going after your goals, what you're passionate about, and kind of just blocking out everything else. Also, it's just fabulous that you completed nursing school and was able to do this at the same time. So that is
Yeah,
totally
I was a
awesome.
single mom too the entire time. I just got with my fiance 3 years ago. So I really had to figure out how to do it all, I didn't get child support, which that's a whole nother story. So I literally just clawed and tooth and did all this by myself. And it was so hard blocking my family's negativity out. I get they had good intentions, but I knew in my heart I was meant for more than just nursing, than just clocking in that 9 to 5. Nursing is actually like 6 to 2, but I knew I was meant for more. And I just really, really wanted to help other people who felt stuck like me.
Awesome. And then same, one single mom to, another or someone who has done it before by themselves. I feel like we have a different type of hustle. Like we just got to go out there and do it. So one thing I'm big on is just taking those steps, taking action is really important because some people, they think about doing things, but they don't have that drive and that grind to actually put those things into fruition and really take the action toward their goals that's necessary in order to reach the finish line. So I do think as moms, we have that, that action, that little just extra grind, little extra muscle. So I just think that's awesome that you were are able to balance that all. Now, I can say I'm really big on like saving money too. So I did go through your channel and just like look at some of like your content. You're doing a lot of parenthood stuff, a lot of thrifting and teaching people how to save money. I mean, people think I spend a lot of money. People think I'm bougie, but I will never turn down a sale. I will never turn down a discount. I will never turn down the clearance rack. And I definitely used to thrift all the time. Now in my area, it's like way harder to thrift, so I don't really thrift anymore. But I definitely know the stores to go to that has the good prices. That's almost like thrift prices. Like people wouldn't even believe it. So I think that's awesome that you're actually making content out of that because you're helping people save money. And who doesn't like to save money? I don't care how much money you got.
You can think of it as saving money, but also saving money makes you more money. So you can't just think that it's just like, yeah, you're only saving $1, but that's $1 you didn't have to spend. If it's something you were already going to buy, why not, save you a few dollars and go to this store and get it here,
Right, exactly. And if you're just tuning in, I just want to say that I have Samantha here. She is a serial entrepreneur, a full-time nurse, a content creator. She was recently published in Business Insider. And she's just here today to share some tips, tricks, and we're really going to get into the key factors of creating content. But if you do have any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the chat at any time. And then as we get closer to the end, we will be opening up that live Q&A. So all I ask is for a like, share, subscribe, because we're about to share some very, very, very valuable information, guys. If you are a content creator, if you're looking to get into just an influencer or even business-wise, I mean, entrepreneurs, we have to market our services, and the best way to do that is content marketing. So regardless, no matter what path you're in, if you're trying to get more clients, if you're trying to get more customers, if you're trying to build your audience organically, that's where creating content comes in. So we're definitely going to dig into that tonight. But Samantha, I know I touched it a little bit, but Business Insider, tell me how you got that feature written about you, because I was really impressed, and I was like, oh my God, she filled out my guest form. So tell us a little bit about that.
I thought it was fake at first because, having a good following over on Instagram, I get contacted all the time, and then you're like, dude, you're not even following me. Like, who are you? No, but I went to her page and she didn't have any content. I actually Google searched her name and it pulled up right away for Insider. So then I went ahead and messaged her back like, yes, I'm very interested in the opportunity. And then that's when she let me know how she found me, which was from my YouTube. So I thought, yes, I only get a couple hundred views here and there. Eventually hoping for a couple thousand, if I keep up the grind, it's going to get there. But I did some Facebook reel videos from your group, actually. So that's why I gave you a huge shout out in your group. So hopefully you gained a lot of followers from those videos.
I appreciate that. And you were like, I think you were the first person to do that, or at least you were the first person that brought it to my attention. So I definitely had my eye on you the whole time. And that made me go look at your YouTube channel. I'm like, she's saving money.
I just appreciated all the content you put out there. And I'm like, you know how many people probably don't have access to this right now because they didn't know about your group. So that's when I kind of just word vomit, repeated a lot of things that people had said. And then I followed up to make sure that they were actually legit comments and stuff that was real. Right. And she found my YouTube for one of my videos and, hit me up and was like, hey, I'd love to interview you for social media. A social media piece, basically covering Facebook Reels, and I would love for you to share your information. And so, that's how she found me. And I made sure, so do this, guys, make sure you research before you reply to any of these people's, and do not click any email if it comes directly to your email instead of like your Instagram or something, because then your Instagram could get hacked. I've had so many friends lose their Instagram accounts because they have clicked on something they thought was legit. So Google search them before you click that link.
I'm like the worst because I look at everything as like suspect and suspicious. So I'm
No,
like,
that's
oh,
me. No,
what is
after seeing
this?
all the horror stories, you have to. I mean, it's so easy to get your stuff hacked and then you lose, everything that you've gained. But yeah, I Google searched her, found out she was real, and then decided to kind of chat with her more. And then at first, I didn't think that she was going to publish the piece because it took her like 2 weeks. And I was like, hi, just following up. And then she's like, oh, it's going to be posted. Don't worry about it. And then it was. And then I'm like, ah, I've
Yeah.
waited so long for this and I've worked so hard.
So that just shows everybody who's watching, like, stay consistent and just be motivated, stay dedicated, and stay focused because I mean, I'm trying to get to the point where one day I'm published. So I just think that's commendable for everyone who's watching and they get discouraged or they lose motivation sometimes. You never know who is looking. You never know who's doing their research or came across you. And then as they dig through your profile, if they saying you're only posting every once in a while, that's not going to give them that extra push to like reach out and offer you an opportunity or anything. So always make sure that you're posting consistently. Stop worrying about the likes. Stop worrying about that type of stuff. As long as you love the content that you're posting or the content that you're posting is bringing value to other people. It could be gaining you customers too. So I mean, just be consistent because that's amazing. That's amazing.
The one thing I will say about that, just to add on to what you're saying, is yes, keep grinding. Don't worry about the likes. A crazy thing about that is I will have so many people who say behind the scenes, like via message, and they won't like my stuff. They won't comment on my stuff, but then they're like, wow, you're doing so amazing. And it's people that I went to high school with that I thought hated me. And I'm like, wait, you actually watch me? So there are people watching you. So just make sure that the content you're putting out is something that you want to kind of curate your following to, if that's what you want to do. I mean, I get that some people want to make like funny stuff and that's what they're going for, and I get it. Me personally, I'm trying to curate my following to help single moms, single dads, or anybody who just feels stuck, anybody who wants some motivation and stuff like that. So just keep pushing out that content. It took me years to finally start getting seen by people. And now people are just messaging me all over like, you really watched me? That's kind of cool. Awesome. And I mean, older people, younger people. I'll have my daughter come home from school like, oh, people at school were talking about your YouTube, mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? It's just really cool. I mean, so keep grinding, guys, even when you feel like giving up. If you're doing what you feel is right, I mean, it will come. It will fall into place. I promise you.
Right. And one thing I want to touch on, because sometimes we forget as content creators or people that's just out there posting content consistently and being transparent, we have people watching, and that comes with positive attention and that comes with negative attention. We're putting ourselves on Front Street in some type of way, even if we're being entertaining, funny, if we're being motivational. You can be the most positive person and still get negative backlash. So if you're in this field and you're not mentally preparing yourself, now is the time, because you will get those positive people that praise you, but you will also get, the haters or the trolls, people that are looking for you to either stop doing what you're doing, to get under your skin, for you can stop posting, for you can stop winning, because technically you're winning if they're watching. So just keep in mind, we're putting ourselves out there. It comes with the positive and the negative, the good with the bad. You kind of have to take it all and build yourself up to have tough skin, because I know it's a lot of people in the group who has said they have got negative comments. Honey, ignore them, because we're getting paid off views. So you really cannot care about that. And I just wanted to ask you, have you ever had a time where it was really hard for you to stay motivated or stay consistent because you were receiving like negative backlash from people?
Yeah. So actually, when I started putting out content, I had questioned myself because I'm more of an introvert. I like to be at home. I like to keep to myself and my family. But I also in turn wanted to help other people, and you can't really do that if you don't put yourself out there. So I decided to start putting myself out there, and I don't have a ton of negativity, but I think that's because I don't respond to it. Or if I respond, I'm like, okay, thank you for watching. And I know some people are like, did she read that was like a mean comment? And it's like, yeah, I did. But hey, they watched. So whatever. I'm going to let them do them and be upset at home doing whatever they're doing. But also commenting, you know, okay, thank you. They actually come back and watch it again. So that gives you more views. And I would also add, do not ever reply with something negative or mean, because that can get you in trouble on your own social medias. I mean, if you want to, okay, but from personal experience, I've seen people who have lost accounts or lost a lot of following because of this. So I just wouldn't respond. Now, as far as has this happened to me? Yes, it has quite a bit. I was actually very tiny after I had my first daughter. I gained a lot of weight. Then I lost a lot of weight when I started my social medias. So then I got pregnant 2 years ago with my 16-month-old, and I was making YouTube videos. Well, someone had decided to comment, wow, you're really getting fat, and all this other stuff along with it. And it really hurt my heart, because I'm like, do they not know I'm pregnant? Like, how am I supposed to look? You know, like, why would they? Okay, I'm putting out content to help you reselling. Why are you focused on my weight?
Right.
And I mean, and I'm not fat, I'm pregnant, like whatever. So I stopped creating content for about 6 months because it really kind of got under my skin. And I was still posting content, but I really wasn't posting me. So it was more like IG stuff and Facebook stuff. And then one day I was like, Sam, like, who cares what someone thinks? I mean, so now, I mean, I'll make content with makeup on, makeup off, my hair done, my hair not done. My thing is if you're here to view my videos, read my content, you're either here for, you know, talking crap, or you're here to gain knowledge. And I just really want to put out the knowledge, and that's what it's all about. So if I focus on the content and what I'm doing, I know that something's obviously going wrong in their life. They obviously, you know, got something going on, and I'm not going to let it bother me anymore. I want to help people. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to focus on. And those messages that I get, like, wow, I made this much money because of your video. And wow, you helped me get through this, you know, or your positivity uplifted me today when I felt like crying, because I do put out posts about motivation and positivity also, just because I think that's extremely important. But yeah, I just try to focus on all the help that I'm giving versus the very, very minute negative comments that I get.
And that is a key factor, guys. So the first thing is to be yourself, to be authentic. Okay, like let's just be ourselves. We already are putting ourselves out there on Front Street. Why try to build your audience being someone else? So you always want to be authentic. So the more really you can show your audience that you are, like Samantha says, sometimes she does no makeup, sometimes her hair not done, sometimes she's just running around maybe with the kids. But she's still posting consistently, and she's organically building her audience, which are the people that are naturally gravitating towards her for being herself, guys. So the number one key factor is just be yourself and don't get discouraged by the negative comments. Usually that person has an insecurity or is too much time on their hand. Something is wrong over there. Like anytime I see a negative comment and I'm being super positive and just trying to motivate and uplift others, I see something negative, I'm just thinking like, wow, what's going on over there? what's wrong with that person? But I'm never going to respond back with something negative. I'm not going to feed into that. I'm not going to give them what they're looking for.
But obviously, it brings you down too. I mean, if you reply with something negative, you're gonna not feel as good. But if you're like, okay, thank you for watching, you know, you just kind of laugh about it.
Yes, that is very true. That is very true. And at the end of the day, as people out here, if you're a content creator who is watching you, waiting for you to fail, waiting for you to fall, waiting for you to slip. You have strangers out here that will support you more than the people that you know, and you will be surprised how many people that you know are in your are not in your corner, are not in your corner. They're waiting for you to mess up. So just keep being yourself, keep being authentic, and those strangers will actually gravitate towards you and support you. You want those people who embrace you for being yourself and the value that you can naturally bring. So just make your content around that. And if you don't have tough skin, the only thing I can tell you is to work on it. Like seriously, if you feel yourself getting anxious, or just your anxiety is built up, you're getting all riled up when you see a negative comment. It's time to start being more self-aware and paying attention to yourself and your triggers and how you feel, because you're on Front Street. We're on Front Street. So
and something I like to do, if you find yourself drifting to responding to those negative comments or really getting tripped up by them, just post the content. Don't check your comments. Don't look at it. Now, until you can look at them and not respond. So eventually you're going to want to respond to people. But what I did for a while was just post content, because there was some videos that people would just keep continuously saying mean things. So when I just didn't even look at the comment section, all I was focused on is putting new content out versus someone who's negative.
Right, because you really don't got to pay attention to it at all. Like you're getting paid off views. So I know a lot of people who are just tuning in, who are watching right now. They're probably from the group that I have, Real Talk Business and Motivation, which is the support community for other content creators and entrepreneurs who are just looking for that outside support, because a lot of times we don't have that around us. We kind of have to find our tribe. So I created that group just to do that with like-minded individuals. Now, Samantha, let's get into it. Now, can you tell everyone how much have you approximately made with Rose Play on Facebook?
Yeah, so the first month I made $12,935. I remember the exact amount just because I was like, what?
That's good for a first month.
Okay. Yes. And I wasn't putting out enough content. I wish I would have saw the video with you and Veronica, because if I knew it was like 20, I could have probably had that 35K in the bag. But I was only putting about like 4 to 6 reels a day, maybe, if that. And so far my bonus ends this Friday and I'm almost at 8,000. So not as much as last month, but like a lot of people have been saying, there's more content creators, so it's much harder to get your content out there now than it was last month. So don't be discouraged. Just keep putting out that content. And I know eventually some of my reels are going to go viral, because it usually takes like 2 to 3 weeks. Have you noticed that?
I've noticed that.
For reels to get views. And then I'm like, wait, this one's getting likes. And then I go to it like 1 million views. That's pretty cool.
Right. It's crazy. It's like it never takes off like right away. It'll be something like way down, and then I'll just look and
so don't be discouraged, guys, when you post and you're like, they're only getting like 200 to 300 views. Okay, well, give it a few weeks. I promise you'll get some more.
Right. And just make sure you're posting consistently. That way, when one video picks up another one, it's like a domino effect.
And if they find that video connects with another one and they're like, wow, I really like this person, I want to follow them. So yeah, definitely keep putting out that content, because they're going to want to go find more content that's similar to what they watched and made them come view you.
Yep. So that's another thing, another key factor. Your niche is important. As far as me creating content, I'm posting around business tips and motivation. So that's my primary thing. So when someone comes to my page, they know they're going to leave feeling motivated, feeling inspired, feeling uplifted, and hopefully just know something extra, learn something about business in general. So that is my niche. And it's so important to have consistent content in a certain area, because once your videos do start hitting, and like Samantha said, the people are going to be looking for another video that's similar or giving them that same value. So if you're going from one thing and then it's like all over the place, jumping to somewhere else, I mean, you could take off and build an audience like that, but people would really, really just have to already like kind of fall in love with you, I want to say, like, because we have lifestyle content creators, but usually they have already like spent years and years kind of building their audience organically, and people kind of already gravitated toward them because they started off a while ago. So I would say if you're just getting into this, like, you definitely want to niche down. What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? What can you do consistently? Like, how can you commit to it? What are you going to organically be able to keep putting out that same valuable content? So I just want to say that. And can you speak on that a little bit? Because I know you got this going on when it comes to parenthood and thrifting.
Yeah. So first, before I start that, really nowadays the short video form, which is why Facebook is adapting to this, is creating a brand. So people are now the brands. So whether you like to believe it or not, if you niche down and you create specific content, you're creating your own brand, and people are going to want to come back to you because they're learning from you, or they feel uplifted from you, or they gain some kind of something from watching you. Now, what I do is I share, family stuff. I share like baby humor stuff just because, there's so much that happens with kids. I share reselling tips and tricks. I share motivation and positivity. So I know that sounds like, how can that be a niche if that's all those things? I kind of tie them all together. So if you're curious how I do that, you can definitely go check out my reels. But something that I can give you advice on is, if you're trying to begin this, what kind of tea do you drink? What kind of coffee do you drink? Do you add stuff to it? Why don't you do a short video saying, this is my coffee maker. This is me making my coffee in the morning, and this is what I put in it. People want to know, and they want to know, is it good? What does it taste like? So you can do multiple reels off of just coffee alone if you're a coffee drinker. Like I said,
Right.
tea, whatever you drink. That's just an example. What shampoo do you use? People want to know, and they want reviews. Do you like it? Does it make your hair bouncy? Does it make your hair straight? Does it make it soft? That's just another idea. Do you use a body wash that makes you smell so amazing you want to share it with the world? That's another example. So there's content literally all around you to create. Is your parenting style, a little bit different than someone else's? Why don't you share what you do? I mean, it's endless what you can do. And again, create your brand, which is what Facebook is doing and wanting you to do. And that's how you're going to curate your following and keep people wanting to come back.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially if you are an entrepreneur, and some of these things that she has listed, like shampoo and like coffee. Say if you have a coffee line, or if you have a beauty skincare line, this is stuff that you can do to organically start to build your audience, where you can start to target it and turn it into sales. Okay. Now, I talked about this last time. If you're trying to sell a product, if you're trying to sell a service, you don't just want to say, hey, you need this, buy this, this is on sale. You kind of want to be organically and tell them, how does your product help them benefit, or how is your product better than someone else's? Pretty much. Let's just put it in.
And then also, how does it smell? How does it taste? How does it taste compared to, Starbucks? Does it compare? And I mean, there's so many things that you can do other than saying, you should buy this because it's amazing.
Right.
This is amazing because it makes your skin feel like this. This is amazing because it makes you smell this good. Just give stuff that they can relate to about the product that you're selling. I mean, and it's like, bam, there you go. There's some content.
Right. I've seen so many entertaining videos that were actually like reviewing a product at the same time. So if you're thinking like outside the box and you're not just sales driven, but you're entertaining, or you're providing educational information, such as, does this ingredient make my hair break out, if you're selling shampoo or conditioner or something along that line. Like, does your product have better ingredients than the product that I was using? Is this the reason why I'm losing my edges? I don't know. For example, I'm not losing my edges. But no, these are examples. Like if I was looking for a product, I'm like, okay, like what makes your product better than what I'm using, guys? Like tell me, show me, be entertaining while you're showing me. And then eventually I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go check that out. Let me go to her website. Let me go to her product Instagram. Let me go follow. Even if I'm not ready to buy right now, I'm still gonna follow. That way I can keep seeing your content. And then eventually if you build your audience organically, then that is going to turn into sales. Like the less you kind of think about it in that aspect, probably the more sales that you get. So I just
And
want
that's
to
what I
make sure.
find. I create content easier when I'm not sitting here trying to write out the script. I'm literally like, oh, I'm about to leave for the day. Let me share what I'm wearing because I thrifted it, or oh, this lotion, I just tried it. It's new. Let me just share it real quick and then where I got it from. I mean, I may not sell the lotion, but it's sharing tips with somebody who's like, I wanted to try that, but I wasn't really sure. Well, she said it's good and I follow her. So let me just try it too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So I know we had a few comments in there. They wanted you to go back and say how many times you were posting in the beginning when you made 12K that first month, and how many times are you posting now?
So last month I was posting about 4 to 6 reels a day, and I found it much easier to get views. But then again, there wasn't a whole lot of people in the reels program last month than there
Right.
is this month. A lot more people were invited this month, which is gonna make my views go down. But I'm almost at 8,000. I think I'm like 200 shy of 8,000, and my reels bonus ends Friday. But my goal is to still somehow pull this out and beat last month's goal. So pray for me. But no, I'm honestly putting in the work. I've been doing about 15 to 20 a day now. And I know that seems like a lot, but if you've been listening a little bit, I've been creating content for years. So all I did is if I don't want to create any content that day, I go to my TikTok and I save it in another app so it doesn't have the TikTok logo, and then I have my content from the day by just going through old videos.
Okay. Okay. So 4 to 6 times a day. 4 to 6 times a day, everyone. 12K her first month. If your views are dropping, I do want to say it's more than likely because more and more people are getting into the program. So it's harder to be seen, or it takes longer, I feel like, for the videos to take off now.
I think it's longer to take off, to be honest,
Yeah. Yeah.
just because
Longer
there's
to take
so many
off.
more videos.
Right. It's just like, dang, I forgot about that video from 2, 3 weeks ago. But hey, you guys are finally watching. That's what I'm starting to notice. So do not get discouraged if your views are dropping now. Just keep posting consistently and kind of challenge yourself to even post more than you did last week. I always say if you try different things, you're usually going to get different results. If you stay doing the same thing, you may not see an increase in the money when it comes to social media. So challenge yourself to post more in order to make more. Okay, this is a numbers game. This is a numbers game, and it's a lot of more people in it. So the more you post, the more likely you are to get seen. So what worked for you the month before might not work for you this month. It's a lot more people. So just push yourself to keep posting consistently and good content. Don't
And
just post
don't focus
anything.
on the number, guys. Please, please, please don't focus on that view count number. I cannot tell you how many times I have been doing that recently. And then next week, all those videos I was worried about now have 2 to 5,000 views. Then they only had a couple hundred for days. I was like, really? That was good. Why didn't nobody like it? So
Right.
just if you feel like it was gaining not or adding knowledge to your page, or adding some kind of good quality, do it, post it. Don't focus on the likes, don't focus on the view count, none of that.
Okay. Okay, so I definitely think we dropped some key factors already when it comes to creating content. We let you guys know to be your authentic self, to ignore the negative comments, and definitely do not respond back to them. It's not worth it. It could jeopardize your account. It might even cause a violation that freezes your pay. Like, just it's just not worth it, guys. So just be yourself. Don't respond back to negativity. Um, Post consistently and challenge yourself to post more than you posted before to see if you get different results. Is there anything else that you want to really highlight tonight, Samantha?
I will say if you're worried about having support from your family or friends, I've been reselling for 7 years, and it took my family as well as friends about 5 years to finally see that this was a business and finally support me. So, with the reels thing, you may not get support right away, but the worst thing you can do is show them they were right by giving up and listening to whatever they're saying in your ear. If you feel it's right in your heart, just keep at it, guys, and keep doing it. They will come and they will follow and they will listen eventually, knowing that you are driven, you're passionate, and you're just going to continue whether or not they're with you or not.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. You never know how close you are to reaching the finish line if you quit. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. I don't care if I gotta say that at every episode, but if you quit, how are you going to reach your goal? I mean, how you won't even know. You might have just been this far away, but if you quit, you will not get to the finish line. Being a content creator takes a different type of motivation, and it takes you really to be passionate about what you're doing and thinking outside of the box. Everyone is posting content nowadays. It's not just influencers. Business owners and entrepreneurs have learned that okay, content marketing is where it's at. If I don't have my business online, if I don't have my social media accounts and posting consistently about my products or benefits of using my products or anything, like I'm losing money. Like basically I'm leaving money on the table. So everyone is becoming more knowledgeable. And we're in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. A lot of businesses have shut down. I think people forget that a lot of people who had physical stores or who were just doing something during the pandemic, but it wasn't online, or they didn't have that social media jumping. What they lost money, and even businesses shutting down or just drastically losing sales, guys. So a lot of people are waking up because of this pandemic, because of COVID, just seeing everything that's going on in the world. We still have our phones in our hands 24/7. 24/7 we have our phones. We're either scrolling social media, being a content consumer, or we're going to get in where we fit in and start creating content and becoming content creators, guys. So I do feel like this is part of the reason why it's such like an influx, and why it's getting harder, because who doesn't want to make money when you hit 35K on Facebook? I mean, who doesn't want to get that opportunity and get into that?
Yeah, you're your own cheerleader too. So, I
Yeah,
mean, you got to really just hype yourself up because the internet is really just going to, and social media is just really going to keep boosting and keep increasing now, especially with after the pandemic. Everybody's going from storefronts to online. So, you better do it now.
right. I would definitely say so. Come on, guys, let's stay consistent. And I want to ask you, because I know you were in the group more toward the beginning. How have you feel like the group has helped you? Has it like helped with the support wise, being able to network with like minded individuals, or have you got anything out of it?
Oh, I've gained so much knowledge. It's really helped my anxiety factor because in the beginning, when I made that first 1,000, I was just like, this can't be real. This is fake. Are they real? Is this going to be Monopoly money where they're like, you can use it to ads, or it equates to, you know, pennies to the dollar? I'm like, there's no way they're going to, you know, pay this out. And then just to see that other people receive that paycheck, although I still am trying to sort out my tax information, that money is going to be mine eventually. If you read up, it says they'll just take the 24% and then they'll pay you if they can't figure out the whole tax thing. But anyways, knowing that people had gotten paid off of it and that it was real really helped ease my anxiety and made me want to keep creating content. And then I just learned so much different tips and tricks, as well as things to edit information that I wasn't able to edit without listening, or not reading from your group, I should say, not listening. But reading up what other people were doing, and it just really helped me. And again, like I said, I was able to kind of repurpose that information and put it out on my YouTube and help other people, which is what I want to do. I want to help others. Your group helped me, so I wanted to spread the love and help them, as well as start helping you.
Well, I definitely appreciate that.
Sorry,
And
someone's calling.
oh no, that's totally fine. I didn't even know that. I definitely appreciate that because you did reach out to me in the very beginning, let me know that you had shouted out the group and everything. So I just want to stress it is so important to not get discouraged or not get less motivated because you don't have the right people around you. I mean, we have the internet, guys. I always either join Facebook groups, or I've created Facebook groups, or I help my clients manage Facebook groups. So I knew like the value of having a Facebook group. And just for that, this program, this Rules Play program, to be so new, I'm gonna make a Facebook group just like any other niche that I have done, or real estate or something like that, just anything, because it's the best way to find people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, that have a common goal. So I just want to say it's so beautiful to actually see like that vision coming alive, that everyone is working together as a team. I always say we are a team. We're a team. We're all going to work together for a common goal, and everyone is helping each other. So it's just like, it's not just me anymore. It's not just me. It's just,
and I want to see other people win. Like, I'm always like, oh, you did better than me. How can I do that? What'd you do,
right.
girl?
Yes,
And
yes.
I mean, I'm always willing to share and help other people. And I really think that's what it's about. I mean, you can't be like, well, I can't help her, otherwise I may not make that money. You can't think like that. Abundancy needs to be the mindset.
Right. Never lack, never limited. You always want to think limitless, and you are abundant. So never think if you help someone else that what is meant for you won't be for you. If anything, you'll just triple your blessings. You'll get even more blessings for helping or leading the way for others. So I just think it's so important to have that type of mindset and to have that energy, just that energy feel. Because believe it or not, I'm a type of person, if I'm watching your content, I can kind of feel your energy a little bit. I can kind of tell if your energy is off. I'm not going to keep watching your stuff. So the same way in the group, I mean, I haven't really had that problem with anyone. Usually like the energy is great and everyone is here because we want to learn. Of course, we have the spammers every now and again that go through the crack, but at the end of the day, everyone is there for a common goal. We're all like-minded and we're all just trying to win. So I do think that's important, and I hope you guys are getting some valuable gems tonight. Hope you guys are taking notes of these key factors and are actually going to put that into action. So if you're not posting more and you hear this tonight, post more tomorrow. If you're getting discouraged, if you're replying back to negative comments, okay, you hear this tonight, you can get a violation. Okay, you can get a violation. You can get your pay taken away
and be shut down.
Yes, if you're doing that, stop doing it. Okay, this is why we have a group. Come in there and vent if you have to. I've seen people come in there and like, oh my god, I got this call, and we're all just motivating, uplifting, and helping each other stay on track. So that is what the group is for, to be a support community. So don't feel like you have to respond back to those negative comments, come regroup, come in a group and regroup with your like-minded people and get yourself together and keep your vision in mind, keep the goal in mind, which is to post consistently, to keep dropping valuable content, and you're getting paid off views. So I want to say,
so say thank you for watching and a little smiley face instead of what'd you say and saying something back to them, because guess what, they're going to see that you replied and they're going to come back to see what you replied, and guess what, you get paid again.
Yes, if anything, heart, leave a little heart, because you need some love, sweetie. So let me just spread some more love and light, because something is going on over there, and it's not going to stop anything that I have going on over here.
Exactly.
So that's the way I think, and that's the way I need all content creators to think, because you have to stay positive, and no one should be able just to remove your energy just off a comment. They're somewhere else. They're not beside you. They're not a threat. It's just social media. So build up that tough skin. So if you're watching right now, please just take your time to like, share, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, because every week I am bringing a special guest Tuesday at 8 p.m. and we'll also continue to open up the floor for questions that we can answer together. So guys, I would really appreciate it if you do so. And if you have any questions, just start to drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat, because we're definitely going to be going over it. And I want to let you know, what works for one person might not work for the next. And this is why we're going to have a new guest on every week, just to share their tips, their tricks, what's working for them. And then hopefully you'll be able to take notes, take what works for you and then take out what doesn't, but kind of get a general idea of where you should be when it comes to creating content and when it comes to monetizing off social media. So I know we talked about Facebook Reels, and we didn't really get into if you're monetizing on YouTube and TikTok. Can you just briefly speak a little bit about that before we jump into the questions?
Yeah, of course. So I am monetized on YouTube. I've been monetized for a little over a year now, and it took me quite a bit of time, because you had to have 1,000 subscribers, and it's either 4,000 or 5,000 watch hours, which at the time it was like I was doing content so spaced out that the old videos were kind of getting knocked off and not counted towards the views anymore. So I was so close to giving up on the channel, like, no one's watching me, this is going nowhere. And I really was like, you know what, screw it, if I don't ever get monetized, I'm helping people, let's just do it. So I started cranking out the content, sharing it on Instagram and Facebook, and eventually I got monetized. And now it's not like anywhere compared to what I'm making on Facebook. But one day I have an idea. If I keep at this, it might be close to what I'm making on Facebook. And then I am monetized over on TikTok as well. Again, it's just, pennies to the dollar. But the main thing is I help people. I literally have people find me on my TikTok, see I have an Instagram, go to my Instagram, reach out to me, and then go to my YouTube and start watching my YouTube videos simply off of just sharing my experiences. So not only am I getting paid a little bit on TikTok, I'm also getting paid now on YouTube from them watching me from TikTok. So they're all connected, guys. For me personally, the one thing I did that I think helped my social medias is having the same username. So I'm able to share, hey guys, it's Samantha, I'm Thrifty on a Dime on all my social media platforms, so then they can actually go look out and find me on Instagram or whatever, utilizing the same username. So then they don't have to be like, oh, now it's over here, it's reseller, blah, 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 or over here, it's da, 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 da. So I think definitely keeping the same username has helped me. But again, everything is connected. So yes, I am monetized on YouTube as well as TikTok.
Okay. Now, with Facebook Reels, I definitely feel like Facebook is knocking it out the park as far as all the other platforms. Would you say the same thing?
Yes, I would quite agree. I have found my views since starting Facebook Reels over on TikTok have dropped, which is crazy. I don't know if it's because of the Facebook Reels or what. I know my niche is a little bit of an older generation. I'm not that old, but it's not the young like dance TikToks and stuff. I'm really sharing valuable knowledge and stuff, and that's not everybody's forte. Now, Facebook, on the other hand, is more of the older generation. So my views have been insane over here on Facebook. I really didn't think that I was going to get very many, but I gained 14,000 followers the very first month of doing Reels. In the last 3 weeks, I've gained another 4,000 or 5,000. I'll have to look. But it's just been amazing. So, I mean, just keep pushing out that content and it'll come.
Yeah, and I do think that's another important key factor is to post your content on multiple platforms, guys, because you never know what is going to take off more, whether it's your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, or if you have a YouTube to do that. Right now, I might not have a lot of people watching. This is my fourth episode. This is my fourth episode, guys. But do you think I am discouraged right now? I am definitely not. Just like I didn't think my group was going to take off when I started like building and structuring everything out. I had no idea that it was going to just build so fast organically. So one thing I want to always say is to stay motivated, but cross post. So what you're posting to Facebook, post to your Instagram, post to your TikTok, post to YouTube Shorts if you have a YouTube. Even if you're doing Pinterest, I don't know. There's so many ways and social media platforms that you can use to post this content. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, you need to be getting out there and being seen. I even sometimes post my content on LinkedIn. Like I have over 4,000 connections on LinkedIn, probably like close to 5,000. But if I'm posting anything that's more so geared to business or even some motivational stuff, even people that are professional need to stay motivated too. So some stuff I'm definitely posting on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn gets me a lot of traction for my virtual solution business where I help other businesses grow. So just by me posting some of that same content on LinkedIn, guys, you wouldn't even think LinkedIn is getting me the sales. It's getting me the sales, and I'm just posting my same motivational business tip videos, and people are like, wow, well, I like how you presented that, or I just like your energy. I like the value that you're bringing. Like, think outside the box, because a lot of people are not consistently posting on LinkedIn. They might go on there and put their business info or their resume, or just build their profile, but they're not going on there and consistently dropping content, guys. So just think outside the box. I'm not getting paid to post on LinkedIn, but I'm getting customers, I'm getting clients, so I'm getting that return back into my business. So not all the time it's about money. It's not always about money, guys, because that can organically turn into money. So please just don't think one track. Please do not think small. Always think big, and always cross promote yourself. And it is important if your name is uniform, I think, because it's easier. People have a short attention span. So if your name is like Thrifty on a Dime, or I use my name on most of my stuff, or if it's not my name, my business is linked under my profile, like all my businesses and stuff is linked all together. I think that's super important, because someone could like you, but not want to do that research and not really want to dig around, or like, why I can't find your link? Why your link not in your bio? Like, why is your name not the same? Like, even one or the other, your information should be accessible, guys. So I do want to hint on that. Just make sure you're covering all the basics. I mean, if you're already making a content, you're already making a reel, it does not hurt to post it on other platforms. Yep. Is there anything you want to add?
So I do post most of my content, the same content on all platforms, aside from Instagram. Instagram, I try to keep strictly about my reselling business, a little bit of positivity and motivation also mixed, but Instagram is a whole nother ball game. Now TikTok and Facebook, they get everything. They get the funny stuff, they get the business, they get it all. Because like TikTok, I have no idea what is ever gonna go viral. And the same with Facebook Reels, but yeah, I try to keep my like Pinterest and my Instagram, all things business mostly. And you can do the same. It just depends, are you doing a business, or are you just kind of doing funny stuff and you have a following just because of you and your personality? For me, I use it for my business and sharing knowledge. So there is specific content that I share on one site that I might not on the next. So
Yep. Just make it work for you. Just make it work for you. I think that's so important. So, guys, we are about to dig into the questions. So, I know I do see a few, but if you have any more, make sure you're dropping it down in the comments right now. Now, I know one of the questions was, let's see if I can find it again. I know it was the business page versus personal page. Are you monetizing on your personal page?
yeah, so I didn't know you could post reels on your business page. And I started posting my reels on my personal page back in October. Got the invite to the bonus program at the first week of December. And then after the first month, I realized I could start doing on my my business page from your group, watching other people like, oh, you can do a business page. I'm like, seriously? So I started posting the same reels that I post on my personal page over on my business page. And I have found it is much, much harder to gain traction, gain following, and gain views over on my business page. But I think that might be due to the fact that your business page is showed to more business pages, unless like a personal page is following your business page. Does that make sense? So I think that it's mostly business pages that get to see your content. It's harder for personal pages to see that, if I'm not mistaken.
I would agree. I definitely would agree. But I have noticed when something takes off on my business page and you get that video that takes off all those likes, you can actually invite everyone to your page. So I do think that's an important step to do, especially if you're monetizing on your business page. Turn those likes, turn those likes from the reels into people that's like and following your page. You have that option. As soon as you pull up the likes, it will say invite people to the page. So use that feature to start building your page even more, because you have some people that will just naturally like go through your videos and show love, but you also have those people who just like to sit up and just scroll through reels on their phone. They're like, hey, I like this, like I like this, like they just keep going. So always circle back and invite those people to like and follow your page. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's usually only one step. Now, sometimes, Facebook does limit how many people you can invite to your page at once, which is really annoying, because if you have like thousands of likes on a video, you got to keep going back. Like my stuff is limited, like daily. Have you noticed that? Because I'm constantly inviting people to my page as they like my video. So one video I have like thousands, and I'm going and I'm pressing invite everyone to like my page, and then Facebook will be like, well, you hit your max, and then I just gotta remember the next day. Like, so it's like, just do it at once. Like, come on, Facebook. But that's super important. That is super important. Now, views on personal page versus Facebook versus a business page. For me, I would say I am not monetizing on my personal page. I have no idea why not, because I've been posting consistently. Like even before they dropped the program, I was monetizing on Instagram first, and that's why I was just transferring my videos from Instagram to my personal Facebook. So I was always consistently dropping. So I was like, when it came up for my business page, it was like 4 of my business pages were invited. So I cannot complain because 4 of my business pages are able to be monetized in the Reels Play bonus program. But it would have really been super helpful, and I would have already racked up a lot more money if it was my personal page, guys. So the views, you really have to build. You have to build your business page. Don't forget to post pictures. Don't forget to post regular stuff, because not only on top of that Reels Play bonus, they have that engage feature, and that's from just you posting pictures and other stuff, and just regular posts too. Do you have that, Samantha? The engage feature on top of your bonus play?
No, I don't. But I learned, like you just mentioned, that I need to start sharing posts and stuff along with the reels. So
Yeah.
I think that will start getting the engaged feature is if I have engaging, like, how was your day, and sharing a meme or something,
Yeah.
something to get people to start actually commenting, because Facebook wants to see that people are actually there and engaging with you before they're going to just give you that bonus.
Right. I would definitely say the same thing, because sometimes we're so geared toward the reels because we're constantly checking out Creator Studio. We're constantly checking out views, and we're like, another one, another one, another one. But then we forget, like, the just do regular posts. Like, that is definitely still a way to engage people, guys. Like, we need to really still think about posting just regular pictures and stuff, because it's important, and you can also be invited while added to your bonus, the engage feature, and that's just people just generally engaging with any content that you have on your page. mm, are you able to see the questions? I'm
Yes.
just scrolling just to see if we have any more before we hop off. My first reel that got me invited was a video I posted about pulling your credit reports at the top of the year. I was shocked. That's valuable. That's not a question, but that is something I definitely will just congratulate you on, because that is valuable information. I don't know if you do credit repair, if you don't, but if you don't do credit repair, that's something that I would say, hey, if you're getting that much traction just on posting about that, then maybe that's something that you should look into. Maybe people are going to start following you just off the strength that you're dropping credit tips. So that is really dope. Congratulations, Sharon. Um, we covered that. We covered that. All right, so we have one more that we haven't covered. I was told you can do multiple pages, business pages, as well as personal pages. Oh, well, we covered that too. Okay, I think we did pretty good. We did pretty good, because you are able to monetize on all of them. I post the same sometimes, and what takes off on one might not take off on another. I haven't seen any issues or violations with that. And I want to just say, just keep doing that. Have you seen that issue? I haven't seen anyone that said they had an issue with just duplicating that content on multiple pages.
No, I would say maybe switch up the hashtags. That's about
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
other than that, no, I haven't really had any issues with that.
yeah. I definitely would say switch up the hashtags too. Someone said my viral video is at 2.3 million views, and it's literally me cutting a cheese quesadilla. So wow, it's simple things, and it's so crazy because one time I not slipped up, but I had made a bowl of oodles and noodles. I always say I eat my noodles a little bit bougie. I fry them, and I add shrimp into them, and I just was like, hey, let me just show the people how I make my noodles. And then that video really took off, and I'm just like, what? But what about when I write the motivational content and I'm actually writing, journaling out the tips? Like, you guys are missing that, but it's crazy. That's why I said just be authentic and be organic. Even if you're posting content geared toward one thing, every once in a while, throw something like little small lifestyle style tip. If you cook a dinner, somebody might want to see that. So every now and again, try something different outside of what you're usually posting, because I've noticed that wow, people will gravitate towards something just that simple. And then the videos that I put the most time in, people are not people.
Yeah,
It takes longer to take off. It's crazy. It's
I would
crazy.
agree.
Yep, we went over that, guys. You definitely can do that cross post. But once again, I would just like to thank Samantha for being a guest on the show. And if you're watching, thank you for tuning in. I'm coming back every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Real Talk Business and Motivation with a special guest. Guys, the goal is to network, to continue to bring you guys consistent tips. And like I said, what works for one person might not work for the next. So what worked for Samantha might not have worked for Veronica and the guest before and the guest that will come. So make sure that you're tuning in, you're taking notes, and you're just comparing and trying new things and figuring out what works for you. So that is definitely the goal. So like, share, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. And Samantha, is there anything that you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, just take bits and pieces from everyone and make it into your own. I mean, give it time to work too. Don't just say, oh, I tried 2 days and it didn't work. No, give it a little time. Give it a week, give it 2 weeks, and then try something else, because then you can rule out it didn't really work for you. So merge all of our content into your own business model, and go get this money, guys.
Yes, I would definitely agree. Well, on that note, guys, we are out. See you next Tuesday at 8 p.m., guys. And if you're in the group, I'll see you there. If I didn't answer your question, feel free to drop it in the group if you absolutely need me to answer it. Usually people jump in there before me, but if you need me to answer it, feel free to tag me or DM me, and I'll be more than glad to help. But in the meantime, see you later next Tuesday, 8 p.m., guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.